foul from Minnesota as fans file it. And star matchup brought to you by this franchise and made something special. Minnesota Lynx 34-10 on the season. A historic year it has been for this group. And they started off with Nafisa Collier, the bucket, the target center, very well. Timmy McBinley back the other way,
and then you have the Valkyries, second in the league in defensive efficiency. This is going to be a game about possessions.
Collier off the mark there, and there are a lot of similarities with the way we play the game. Kyler Charles short off the screen.
On taking away the other team's strength, it is a matter of possessions, and the first 3 shots of the game go to Nafisa Collier for
this Valkyries team coming out of the Bay Area, making history, first WNBA expansion franchise to make it to the playoffs in their inaugural seasons. Back the other way, one of 3 All-Stars for the Lynx, along with Collier and McBride. That was
Veronica Burton is their best downhill driver. She is fantastic at getting to the rim, and
here's Bridget Carlton taking it to the hoop, and she's fouled on the way up.
You can see the energy is high and a little bit of line to let everybody catch their breath.
7th-year player in 8 days. They met back on Thursday to close out the regular season. And then just matchups now in the playoffs here. Veronica Burton looking to turn the tide for the Valkyries in the main 3.
Nice job playing off that. Her feet under her shoulders. Burton has made the most threes of any player for Golden State.
When you say they're a high-volume team in terms of beyond the arc, back the other way, trying to get her.
Tiffany defending Alana Smith, turning her into a passer.
McBinley cutting to the basket. They find her, and she's fouled.
She is not a pick-and-pop post player, but she rolls to the rim to create space. She's an
A-17 WNBA champion Lynx team the last time this group won it. And Veronica Burton, again, what has she done
to prove players so far in the WNBA? It's one of the awards that's been given out by the AP. She's just a powerful combo guard who understands who to get the ball to, when and where. I call it the 3 W's.
Off the rebound, the Valkyries up ahead to McBinley. Nice find from Veronica Burton. And this is a very different look that we have seen at
the last game between these two. The other thing about Nafisa is unrequired work leads to unscripted play. That's the other 2 things I think about her, because you have to work tirelessly on your skill set to have the versatility that she brings to the game.
First miss there from Burton from 3 for the Valkyries is going to the floor, getting the rebound, a second chance opportunity, and rolls out for Janelle Salon.
So Golden State and Natalie Nakase to show 1 possession of zone off a dead ball situation. And
Minnesota is going to get involved in the offense. Burton, who has led the way, McBinley.
That was a travel. I thought she changed her pivot.
Back out to Burton, too strong. And coming up with it are the Lynx.
Minnesota, they are really good at ball pressure. They also play in the gaps and no personnel, and they also have a rim presence between Collier and Smith. As Collier drives, gets scoring to go along with her 3-level defense.
In her 7th season, we mentioned before, the MVP was her team within 4. And on the foul, Alana Smith will send Zandalazini to the line.
Zandalazini is an excellent 3-point shooter.
2 fouls now on Alana Smith as Zandalazini came over in that expansion draft from the Lynx. It's Zandalazini. Let's take a look at the upcoming New York Liberty, the defending champions in Phoenix. And the Storm Aces at 10 o'clock to cap things off. And what a fantastic dream. One of the fun stories in the league with Carl Semesco and the great job that he has done.
The 3 consecutive 100-point, 3-point makes. And she's an exciting offensive player as Janelle Salon picks up the
And it's going to continue to grow as Courtney Williams missing there. In fact, start that Natalie Nakase wanted to see from her group, leading by 7 to 3, and extends the lead out now to double digits with the make for Salon
in the first quarter. And one of the keys was defending the three-point line for Minnesota.
McBride with the take to the bucket and gets the fans.
5 starters return from last year. They understand each other's skill sets, and they play so well and connected offensively.
Tough shot underneath the basket by Bentley. She's fouled and will go. Offense, obviously a high volume 3 shooting team. They make about close to 10 a game, attempt about 3 a game.
88% of their points come from the three-point line. You have to try to take that away. So the challenge with their 5 and go off the bounce is you got to get out of the gap to contest.
Letitia Heidemann off the bench, and everybody erupts inside the Target Center. Boy, what she has done and continuing to build in confidence. She wanted to take her game to another level, Debbie, and we have seen that this season.
Well, Heidemann is averaging 18.5 points in the last 5, so she's been an incredible spark off the bench.
That's double what she has. And Burton comes up with it on the steal in transition. She takes it in traffic, and McBride pushing back the other way. Heidemann with the right take finds Shepard. The extra pass out to McBride. 3. McBuckets. What you know about Liz, Debbie?
I know. I know it when I see it. What's going
Bentley gets it to roll in.
What's going on with Bentley, Blocker? Actually, just Shepard on the floor.
8 points now for Bentley. Shepard curling around, put back, puts it in.
Ever since the timeout, Cheryl Reed, and a better defensive effort. And the Valkyries have executed very well on both ends as well.
But a 1-2 game kind of between Bentley and Burton for the scoring for the Valkyrie, and now Salon, who's also been a nice compliment. But you talked about the connectedness, win a game here and potentially take this series because they're going up against such an experienced group in Minnesota.
They've been here a lot. They've had 3 dinners together as a team, so they probably could give you a good restaurant review. And Shepard with back-to-back offensive rebounds.
With that ankle injury, Shepard, who has really come alive, her first playoff action in her career.
Courtney Williams switching sides of the floor, allows her to get to the paint.
So quick with the ball in her hands. She has continued to develop at that point guard position. Letitia Heidemann sees that one rolled out. Good hand on there by Shepard to keep it around and alive for Minnesota. Under a minute to go in the first quarter. Heidemann, another great look. This time she drills it.
Officials are taking a look at the clock. Heidemann, her last 5 games coming into today. 15 for 26 outside. 3 for 27 from 3 last game, and against the same opponent, you've hit 5 in the first quarter. What's the difference?
Yeah, that was last game. We turned the page. We're working more on second efforts, being physical, but then we just gotta tolerate.
They find themselves on top on the road by 7 points to start this second quarter against a team that made it to the WNBA Finals a season ago. One of the front runners once again this year. Nice step back and push off there from Burton, well off the mark from coming into this season. For more on that, let's send it over to Brooke.
Well, from waived to most improved player in the league, Veronica Burton had just one request this year. She spent more time than ever in the weight room, said she's stronger, saying playing in the Australia leagues was eye-opening. Tiff, you had a great question about what made...
How does she get comfortable with being uncomfortable, and where has she seen or that thing that's made her most uneasy being uncomfortable? She said speaking up and calling out my teammates. You know, want to make sure that I'm doing the right thing, but also can I check them when I also got to make sure I check myself.
Collier, and then nice job rebounding and quickly getting up the floor. Look at Heidemann handle.
But you just feel a different pace on the floor when Letitia Heidemann gets on the court. And a timeout taken by the Valkyrie team, number 4 in defensive rating this season. The take from Burton. won't fall. And a foul is going against
to zone.
and switching things up a little bit
It's a
and how they
tendency,
defend.
kind of off of a dead ball situation, right? That's when they show a little zone.
Smith over to Heidemann.
And the spacing off from Minnesota.
3 to go on the shot clock. McBride puts it up and in.
But when you can get a bucket like McBride, you just find...
Yeah, the All-Stars improved her efficiency tremendously this season as Burton wide open look for a 3. And she hits the trifecta. She started this game too thin, so she's happy to see that one fall.
She's got 3 triples already.
It's McBride looking into Smith, and Smith draws the contact, and she's going to the line.
Really nice job. Single side pick, earn it at the stripe.
Getting close to 10 points in top 3 in blocks, a career best for her.
I watched every one of her block shots on Synergy, and 50% of the shots she blocked.
Burton over to Charles, who picked up that last personal foul. She's got 2. Going against Shepard, finds Burton. Blue pair. She's got the size advantage, kicks it back out to Salon, halfway down. And Shepard in transition. Looks for Carlton.
Look how quickly, 4 seconds up the floor because they don't need an outlet pass and they can transition into their offense.
Shepard goes baseline, working around the rim, stays with it and in.
Really nice job of keeping her dribble alive. And
Debbie, the pace of this game, especially in that first quarter, was fast. Did you expect it to be this fast?
It's not just the vertical pace, Tim. It's the cadence in the quarter court. It's how quickly they move, how they cut into open.
McBride, quick release on the shot. There's some contact and a foul. But to further that point, you think about
free agency. 2 years ago, they were able to get Courtney Williams and Alana Smith. That's who they wanted, and they were able to secure them.
well, the 2025 WNBA playoffs presented by Google are here. See where you're... McBride now with 9 points.
Coach Reed calling for better ball pressure out of her team.
Charles looking for space. Cheryl Reed wanted to travel. No call there. Time ticking off on the shot clock. 5 to go. Burton kicks it out to Fat Binley in the corner.
Really good defense. In fact, Binley is not somebody the Valkyries want shoot corner threes.
Kicked out. Off the mark from Smith. Minnesota on a 6-0 run. They've tied it up, and Carlton called for a foul. And the fans not pleased with... Too strong from Fat Binley. And here come McBride and the Lynx, who have been the best team all season via their record 34 wins. And the lead now. Trying to force it inside, and on the steal, McBride out and running, doesn't have numbers, pulls back a little bit, finds Heidemann.
Heidemann so shifty. Oh, what a cut.
And going hard to the deck after she put that shot up with Smith.
You have 2 whistles.
So Smith will shoot 5 team fouls for Golden State. Even though that was already on.
When you have all 5 starters back from last year's Game 5 in overtime against the New York Liberty.
Fat Binley with a nice take, and you mentioned last year's WNBA final for the Lynx to try to make it there, but they feel like they've got to finish the job. Kayla McBride said, okay, yeah, that's great. We've got a franchise.
She wouldn't tell us how long it was, but she watched all 5 games of the championship series last year between New York and Minnesota. That must have taken some time.
Oh, time indeed, but committed to the craft and getting better. And how about it, the old board from Letitia Heidemann going right back following her miss and putting it in. When Minnesota has done an outstanding job in this second quarter. On the inbound, there's Carlton, gets it. She's guarded by Burlton. And there's going to be an intentional foul and the make.
She was trying to foul her before she gathered, which would have been.
Kevin Fahey, our officials for today.
Minnesota really picking it up right here. Good switch.
Xander Lassini,
What a take.
with a make to the cup. And nearly turned it over on the inbound. Good D. Xander Lassini. Here comes Collier. Collier, who we saw shoot the first 3 shots, trying to get her in rhythm, establish her back again. She's got
Makes the bump and doesn't affect the rhythm of her shot.
Heidemann giving chase to that, and then rolling over on her head was Kate Martin.
And good sportsmanship right there.
That they have. Coach Reeves talking about how different her play is. She can change the pace, get into small spaces, and shooting the highest 2-point percentage of her career. And T talked about the opportunity, focused on being playoff ready and putting in the work. Now it's about staying confident and flowing. She's flowing in her bag today, for sure.
No doubt, and she seems to bring some of her best games against the...
But she's really stepped up her play, really since Dejanay Carrington got hurt. She's got more minutes, and that's allowed her to be able to show off her skill set.
220 consecutive game mid-season trade. They hope to have her back before the end of the playoffs, dealing with the left shoulder injury, but just more for the Lynx.
Well, the depth's on display for the Lynx. 15 points off the bench. Golden State doesn't have any.
That Bentley right there absorbs the contact, puts it in. Well, this has been a tight ball game. The Valkyries led after the first quarter. Minnesota has come out shooting sharp here in this second quarter and continuing to carry over. Kayla McBride, 2 for 3.
Ready to score. So well done by the Lynx.
Xander Lassini tries to answer. No. First offensive rebound for the Valkyries. Kick it back out to Burton. Another second chance opportunity and a jump ball.